Hi, this video will show you how to use Respondus LockDown browsers for tests. So Respondus LockDown browser is a browser like any other Google Chrome or Edge or Firefox, only it locks down when in a test and doesn't allow the student to use any other applications or software on their computer at that moment. We also have the extra addition of Monitor, which switches on the webcam and video records the student while writing the test. It also flags any conspicuous behavior like looking away too much, looking down too much, etc. You can also switch it on that they have to record the environment before they start the test, which shows that there are no smartphones or notes or anything in the environment where the test is being written. Alright, so to activate Respondus Lockdown, you first need to complete your test. So your test must already be created and ready. Once you've done that, you go down to your course tools and access Respondus Lockdown browser dashboard. It'll list all of the tests that you have available in that course at the time, and you can see that this one is already required for Respondus Lockdown browser and Monitor. What we're going to do now is this test that is not, we can see it's not required, go to its little drop-down menu, select Settings, and then for the first one, Lockdown browser, we are going to say yes, require Respondus Lockdown browser. The first option that you have is you can put in a password if you like, but that's optional. In the advanced settings, we have lock students into the browser, and this one is very important. We want to do that, meaning that they can't access any other softwares or anything else while writing the test. You can have another password here, and this one is different from the first one in that if you have students who may not have been able to download the install files or had any other problems, but you still want them to be able to write the test, or they might be writing in your lab, you can have an additional password that allows them to exit early or allows them to access the test from another browser. We can allow the students to take this exam with an iPad. Unfortunately, the app for Android is not yet in play, but from the Blackboard forum, I understand it is in the pipeline and we will soon have one available for Android devices. For now, only Apple devices can use this app. Allow access to specific external web domains. So this means if you have websites that you want the student to be able to access, you can check this box and then put in the websites here. If you have more than one website, you separate them by a comma. You can enable the calculator if they need it, and printing as well if that will be needed. Now, proctoring is the webcam, so monitor, and we can say yes, require response monitor, and then you have a couple of options as well. Webcam check will be defaulted, but you can have additional instructions, which I think, along with guidelines and tips, leave these two checked if it's their first time using this software. It's very helpful. It prompts them through the steps and what they need to do. You can have a student photo taken, so in other words, they hold up their student card or their ID. So really, you only need one of these two, but if checked, then they have to show their student card to the camera, take a photo, and that is along with the documents that you will receive at the end. And then you have the option to do an environment check. This will prompt the student to take the webcam and revolve it around the room. You'll have to instruct them of what all you want to see. I would recommend that you look at the desk especially and behind the screen for any notes or anything. Or you can check this off if you don't want to. And then final detection, facial detection test will be done automatically. It's going to check that there is a face in the camera view. For facial detection, you can prevent students from starting the exam if face is not detected. So this means that if there's no one in front of the computer, it will not allow them to start the test. So remember to have your students not wear caps, sunglasses, or anything like that. Normal reading glasses will be fine, but make sure that they keep their faces open and clean when they start the test for best results. And you can notify the students during the exam if their face is not being detected, so if something is wrong, and it will prompt them for a fix before they can continue. You can go and have a look at some of these advanced settings. I'm not going to cover them now. These are mostly for if you use the software in a lab and you've got them on campus. All right, we're going to save and close. And now your test is ready to be written, but your students will need the correct software to write the test. Now, to get the software to them, go to your Teams folders, and you'll see under your Teams folder there is one called Share L Drive, and everyone on campus should have this. If you open that up and go to Files, you'll see there's an e-learning and educational technology folder. And in this folder, we have the normal Respondus install files for the test generator software. But what we want today is the LockDown browser. So open this up. You'll see there's a Word document there. And if you open that, you'll see a link. So copy this link and distribute it to your students. Now, what will happen is if they open this in any browser, they will get to this page where it gives a brief overview of what the exam is all about. And you'll see here are the install files. Now, these install files are specific to universities, so it must be this specific link that you distribute among them. And they can install from here. Now, I have created a video that takes them through the steps as well. So please make sure that you distribute that video to your students as well, especially for the first time when they will be writing through this software. Right, so once your software is installed and the student has written the test, this is how you access. So normal test marking will happen the same way we always do through the Grade Center, but to go and check the integrity through LockDown Browser and Proctoring, you want to go back under your course tools to Respondus LockDown Browser, where we're still at. And here is a test I wrote earlier. So what we're going to do is you go back to that little menu, but you'll see that now you have class results. Click on that. And it will show you which students have written. Now, only one student in this case, so I'm going to expand this student. Now, you can see the review priority is high, and that is because I left the room while writing the test for a minute to check if it picked up, and it did. It flagged. So you can see here are the 2 flags, and you can click on the explain button to see why the video has been flagged here. You can also check your ID photos if you had that, or the environment video if that was the case, where you ask the student to have a look at the room. Like so, I just checked my room quickly, but you can be more specific and tell them what you want to see before they start writing the test. Of course, all of these are optional. You can only use the exam start and pre-exam videos. So if you unchecked all of those little boxes, you'll only have these 2 videos and you will see the flags, and you can just click on them to show you where the video found problems. And that is it for Respondus LockDown Browser and Monitor. Please let me know if you have any questions.